A Swift Kick in the Ass, episode 127. Life is challenging and difficult. No one gets out alive. Time to suck it up, Buttercup. Get ready for a monster-sized boot, aimed to help you get traction on personal change and get living. I am John Curran, your host. Join me as I share my journey, exploring the forces that motivate us to change and help us get through whatever life throws at us. A swift kick in the ass. Life on your terms. Welcome to another episode of A Swift Kick in the Ass. This is your host, John Curran, and today's episode, Facing Your Fears Through the Eyes of Change. So, I've been having to face my fears recently, and this is really where the rubber meets the road, in that the job that I have been told the work will be drying up, and I will be needing to look for a new job in the next few months. So this puts me at a crossroads because I have some very marketable skills and I have a lot of varied interests. So what path do I choose? That's really where I'm at right now with this, at this part of my journey. So I'm facing my fear, and fear is nothing new to me. And I'm sure fear is nothing new to you. And the way I feel fear is going to be different than the way you feel it. But we're going to call it the same thing. But when our life situation is changing, it's natural to feel fear. So This episode is really about the price that we pay for being afraid. So fear and change go hand in hand, go together hand in hand. I don't want to live in fear, so I do something about it. And that's how I live my life. And that's how I live with this term that, I'm forced to live with. Fear is an emotion, so it's going to come and it's going to go. And certainly we don't fear everything. If we feared everything, we would never leave the house. We probably wouldn't even move. We'd just be stuck like a deer in headlights. But there are things that we choose to be blissfully ignorant about or unaware and therefore feel no fear. And that's okay. But this world can also, make us very afraid. And I think a lot of us are at that point right now to where we're afraid of a lot of the things that are going on. A lot of what I see out there is concerning. It's scary. And it just puts a knot in my stomach. That's how I feel a lot of my fear is down in my intestines and in my stomach. The world can be very scary, especially when these situations that are changing impact us directly or that we see them as impacting us directly. But we can perceive fear in a positive way, and we actually seek it out. Such as the adrenaline rush that people get from jumping out of a plane. Now, I have not jumped out of a perfectly good plane, and I'm not even sure if I could, honestly. I don't really like heights, but I might be up to that. People kind of seek out that adrenaline rush. People seek out the adrenaline rush of haunted houses, of different thrill rides. I love roller coasters and such. It's a lot of fun to face those fears and then do something about it, and act on it and feel it. And it's, it's exhilarating. But fear can also freeze us right in place. And what I'm feeling right now and what I'm seeing in my own life is that it has a tendency to put blinders on us. It kind of closes us off to a lot of other things that are going on in the world, and it makes us focused on this micro issue, and we can easily lose sight of the big picture. So some of the things that I like to do is I just, when I'm starting to feel that way, I like to look up, go outside and look up at the sky. And it makes me realize, hey, I'm just this little blip on the face of the earth. Life is going to keep going on whether I'm here or not. And why am I not having fun with this? How can I turn what I'm feeling into something positive? And, that usually works. It usually helps me remove those blinders and makes me see things a little bit clearer. Fear can cloud our vision. It can make us focus on the negative and forget about the positive. And the positive's still there, but we're not focused on it. So we kind of forget about it. And I think that will influence, it does influence our decision making. I try to use my fear as a tool and as a way to identify areas in my life that are weak. So right now I'm facing, possible job elimination or, absolute changes in my job. Now I have marketable skills. I have a lot of things that I can do. So I'm not all that concerned, but the fear's still there. It's still there. I'm confident in my abilities, but I'd be lying to say that I don't feel some type of fear. I do. And it drives me really to take action to put that fear to rest so that my fear, it feels acknowledged and it feels listened to. I think as long as you do that, then a lot of times the fear will go away. That negative feeling will go away. Remember, fear is an emotion. It will pass. Emotions come and go. You're not always going to feel this way. It will pass. But what can you learn from it? And how can you use this as a tool? And how can you kind of refocus this energy in a more positive way? Emotions can be powerful motivators and can it can frequently, I think, drive us to make a knee-jerk reaction. So they're really not thinking about we just want this to end. So we're doing whatever we can to end it. It can cloud our vision. So I have to ask you, to ask yourself, how is whatever you're feeling serving you? How is this fear, how is it helping you? And if you can answer that, I think it will help you live with that fear. Now, as you all know, I'm a big fan of Dr. Susan Jeffers, who wrote the book Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. I've been a big fan of Dr. Jeffers for decades. And there are 5 truths about fear that Dr. Jeffers spoke about. And I'm going to share these 5 fears. I think they're helpful. Fear truth number 1. The fear will never go away as long as you continue to grow. So she says, every time you take a step into the unknown, you experience fear. There's no point in saying, when I'm no longer afraid, I'll do it. Because you'll be waiting a very, very, very long time. The fact is that fear is part of life. So we need to just acknowledge that and recognize it and take it for what it is. Fear truth number 2. The only way to get rid of fear of doing something is to go out and do it. Think about all the new experiences that you had in your life that were so scary. Buying a car for the first time, buying a house, getting married, getting a dog. So many different things can be new experiences in our life that bring about some type of fear. Just because we're not aware, we don't know any better. We're not comfortable with it. But as you experience it, that fear will go away. You'll feel more comfortable. Fear truth number 4. Oh, wait, no. I'm sorry. Fear truth number 3. The only way to feel better about yourself is to go out and do it. With each little step you take into unknown territory, a pattern of strength develops. And you start feeling stronger and stronger and stronger. And that's absolutely true. Again, I think these feelings of strength, just like the feelings of weakness, they come and they go. They're feelings. They pass. But the longer you, and the more you develop them, and the more you develop your strengths, the stronger they will be. And the more you'll better be able to put fear in its place, in its rightful place. It certainly is a tool that should be in our toolbox. It helps keep us alive. It's important to know fear, but not let it rule your life. Okay, truth number 4. Not only are you afraid when facing the unknown, but so is everybody else. And this should be a relief. You're not alone in this. You're not the only one out there feeling fear. Everyone feels fear when they step into the unknown. And if you think that that's not true, well, you're wrong. Yes, all people who have succeeded have felt the fear. They've done it anyway, and you can too. So, the last fear truth from Dr. Jeffers. Pushing through fear is less frightening than living with the bigger underlying fear that comes from the feeling of helplessness. Feeling helpless is not a good feeling. I do not like feeling helpless. I'm sure you don't either. Let's do something about it. Just starting to head down that path to address your fear will often help that fear subside, because it's, again, being listened to and you're doing something about it. So you'll feel better about it. This is one truth that Dr. Jeffers said that people have difficulty understanding, that when you push through the fear, you will feel such a sense of relief as your feeling of helplessness subsides. The more you follow that path, the more you face the fear, the less helpless you'll feel. And that is very true. You'll wonder why you didn't take the action sooner. And you'll be kicking yourself because you didn't. But again, you just learn from that, and you say, okay, don't kick yourself. Put that energy in some other place. She says, you'll become more and more aware that you can truly handle anything that life hands you. And I fully, wholeheartedly believe that. The more you face your fear, the more you do things about it, the better off you're going to be. The stronger you are going to be, the less chaotic your life is going to be, because you're going to be able to develop that patina that I keep talking about. that that protective coating over the shell of your life that is going to help you keep strong and keep living on your terms and keep managing your terms the best that you possibly can and getting the most that you possibly can out of life. So I hope these 5 truths by Dr. Jeffers were helpful. I would really, really appreciate if you would like the episodes that you like, and let me know what you like and what you don't like. I want to hear about it. But please share this site or this podcast if you think it would be helpful to someone. And this is John Curran, your host. This is your podcast, A Swift Kick in the Ass. And until the next time, peace. This marks the end of another episode of A Swift Kick in the Ass, placing it directly in the can. As much as I like to talk, even I have my limits. It's time to go. Catch me on the next show. For better or worse, whether you like us or not, please leave comments wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Twitter. Visit our home on the interweb. I think you can leave me a voicemail there. You can also email me at john@aswiftkickintheass.com. It's been my extreme pleasure. I hope you got a lot out of it. I hope you got your ass moving. Until then, until the next time, I'm out of here. Peace.